Hello everyone and welcome to Fall From The Heart. Chanz here. Apologies for the light today, but I'm sitting by my bed and using the camera plugged in because it's low on battery, but I really need to get this video done. So yeah, apologies. And as you can see, my friends have joined us above here. These are all of my soft teddies on top of my wardrobe, so it shows how childish I am. Today I'm going to do a video which is to ask yourself. They're kind of interesting questions and I haven't done a video like this for a while. If you look on my personal channel, I do have a questions video from a long time back, but it's probably not accurate anymore and I look a lot different too. I'm hoping I've lost weight since then. So let's get going, and I hope that this is a nice start to your weekend. So the question one is, what are your nicknames and what do you prefer to be called? I have a nickname that lots of people use for me. So the general nickname for myself is Chanz, so that's C-H-A-N-Z. Originally when I was kind of at senior school, I was called Shaz a lot, but I thought that Shaz sounded more like Charlotte, and it is kind of like a nickname for people called Charlotte. So I kind of got to the point where I said, hang on guys, can we change it to Chanz because it sounds a bit more like my actual name, and then people carried on using that. Along with that nickname, I have a more personal nickname, which is Starlight. So Starlight was given to me after the film that was made about, it's probably quite a long time ago now, probably like 6 or 7 years ago. It was the film which was about the shooting star that falls from the sky, and she finds a guy that she falls in love with and he helps her get back to being a shooting star. But it was a really good, I loved the film, and it was the song that goes with the song that was done by Take That was really my favourite song. And if you listen to the song, I think it kind of says a lot about me. It's kind of a me song, I guess. So my mum started calling me it. Then it just kind of carried on between my close friends, and I kind of kept it and just said, like, anyone that I've got to really know, I've explained to them why that nickname is sometimes used. Number 3, how often do you doodle and what do your doodles look like? So I don't doodle that often. I have a lot of the adult colouring books, so I probably say that instead of doodling I colour. At the moment I'm using a Christmas colouring book, which is one of the adult ones, so it's a lot more intricate pictures and it's really good to relax with. So I use those and I find them really kind of relaxing, and yeah, that's what I do for my doodling. Normal doodling I don't really do much of. What do you do if you can't sleep at night? If I can't sleep at night, then I'd say I'd probably pick up my phone and start chatting to people on Facebook. Probably not the most intelligent thing to do, but I do find that I end up talking to people that I haven't spoken to for a long time, which is really nice because you get to kind of relax and just chill out talking to someone and catching up, and yeah, I usually really enjoy that. Of recent I started trying to do kind of like relaxation videos and using kind of guided meditation on Facebook. So those videos are about like 30 minutes long, and I just stick a pair of headphones on and do the guided meditation before I go to sleep and see if that helps, because I find that my tablets and my illness sometimes don't help me sleep. So yeah, that's what I do when I can't sleep. Do I save any of my old greeting cards or letters? Yes, I do. I have a memory box which is literally just there, and I've had this for about 5 years now. Obviously my parents have a lot of different things that I did when I was younger, like letters I'd written or cards I made and things like that. This is more of like my adult memory box. So within that memory box I have cards from when I was I turned 16, cards from when I turned 18, and I also have like my first love letter that was sent to me, and silly things like that. So yeah, they are really important to me. There's some other just kind of general important things in there, and I really like keeping it up to date, and just it's my little box is all like greeting cards in and things. I'd say I kept like my 16 and 18-year-old and 21-year-old cards, because those were, to me, obviously really big ages within your life, but for me they were slightly different, because when I turned 16 I didn't do the normal thing of being able to learn to drive, I didn't do the normal thing of being able to drink, so it was, and that was all due to me being poorly. So a lot of the cards have some really lovely messages in, just saying like, chin up, I know this isn't what you expected it to be, but I hope you have a wonderful time, and like some of them say like you're an amazing person, and so on and so forth. So yeah, they have some really nice messages in them, and when you're feeling down it's always nice to pick them up and have a read. When making an entrance to a party, do you make your presence known, or do you slip in and look for someone you know? I probably enter different parties differently. I don't know how to really explain that, but I had etiquette lessons when I was younger, and I also went to the performing arts, kind of all performing arts classes and things like that. So that included like speech lessons and things like that. And I was always taught to enter different situations in different ways. So if it's a very kind of informal, casual event, then it doesn't really matter how you enter it, as long as you're polite and you are kind of dressed and fit for that situation. Whereas obviously if it's a really formal event and they want you to I've been to some events where they kind of pronounce that you've arrived, which is really extreme, but I've been to a couple of events like that. And then there's other events where obviously it's a really formal event and you're wearing quite long dresses and things like that. So those are completely different scenario entirely. So I think one of my favourite ways to enter a party is probably one of the big kind of formal ones. And where I live we have a place called the Winter Gardens, and in their kind of ballroom, if you enter that, then there's a staircase to take you down to the main kind of dance floor, and I always love entering that place because you do the whole kind of princess style thing of you're wearing this really long dress and you glide your hand down the staircase as you enter the room, and yeah, it sounds stupid, but it's just a really lovely experience. How many times a day do you look at yourself in the mirror? I probably don't look in the mirror as much as people think I do. If you know me, then you probably think, oh, she's always looking in the mirror. But no, I'm not. I look in the mirror probably once when I brush my hair in the morning, and then maybe if I take a hat off when I arrive to work just to check my hair's okay. And then I carry a very small mirror around with me that my dad gave me, and I'll probably grab that out maybe once a day, if that. So yeah, not much at all really. What is the one guilty pleasure you enjoy too much to give up? Well, my one guilty pleasure is going to be cake mix. That's terrible, I know, but if I've had a really rubbish day, then I will go over to my local shop. They sell a cake mixture for preparing cakes for 99p, and I will come home, mix it together, not bake the cakes, and just stick some hundreds and thousands in and eat the cake mix. I've definitely stopped doing it more recently because I've been trying my hardest to lose weight, and I definitely know that raw eggs aren't good for me, so I will try my best not to do it. But yeah, that is definitely a guilty pleasure of mine, and I don't particularly want to give it up because it's very nice. Yeah, I'm just moving around a little bit because I sat on the floor. Hi Merlin, Merlin's joined us. performs the most random acts of kindness out of everyone you know? I don't know who performs the most random acts of kindness. I'd say, I don't know this one. This one's really hard. There's lots of people that I know that perform random acts of kindness. I'd probably say it was my mum, and that's a stupid answer, I know, because everyone's bound to say that, or someone very closely related to them. But my mum is really good at stuff like that. She'll just randomly, if we see someone in the street, go up to them and give them like a hot sausage roll if they're a homeless person, so she knows that they're not using the money on drugs or drink. She does some amazing things for people that have learning difficulties and gives up her time for absolutely nothing, and provides people with a real friend. So yeah, I'd say it was probably my mum. Are you more likely to avoid conflict or engage it head on? I don't like conflict on any scale whatsoever. Even if I think I have upset a friend for the smallest reason ever, I will do my hardest to find out what I've upset them about and how I can make it better. So I'm not good with conflict in the slightest. However, I will more now than I did before actually fight back. If I don't believe that I've done something wrong, or I believe that there's someone doing something wrong, then I am more open now than I was even a year ago to turn around and say, actually, I think you're in the wrong here. So I'd say I hate conflict, but if I really believe that something is not right, then I will happily engage in it. So it's the best answer I can give to that one. What was the most recent compliment you've received and favoured? I've received quite a few compliments recently. I know that sounds big-headed, but it's just been that kind of time when people have been nicely giving me compliments. But the one that I probably most savoured is that someone recently said to me that for such a young person, I have gone through so many battles and come out with it with very few lasting scars. Whether that's true or not, I'm not 100% belief of that. I think I've come out with quite a few scars, but I can see where they're coming from. It's not turned me into an angry person or a bitter person, and I think that's more where they were coming from. They weren't saying that I deserve less or I don't deserve support for the things that I've been through, because they're one of the biggest people that supports me, the person that gave me this compliment. But they were basically trying to say to me that don't ever think that I've turned into a bad person or a person that I didn't want to be because of all the battles that I've been through, because I've actually come out of it as probably a better person than I would have been if I hadn't been through all of these things that I've been through in the past couple of years. So that's definitely a compliment that I will savour for many, many months to come. What is something about yourself that you hope will change but probably never will? I hope that I will be less anxious. That's probably the biggest thing. I hope that I could one day be less anxious than I have been in the past. I think because anxiety is one of the things that stops me from doing a lot of things that I'd like to do. So yeah, if I could get rid of the anxiety that I have, then that would be amazing. But I doubt very much that it would go quickly. But I'm fighting it, so we'll see what happens. Are you a creature of habit? Please explain. Yes, I'm definitely a creature of habit. I like to know what my plans are every week, where I'm going, what I'm doing, and if those plans change, then I get in a kind of right kerfuffle because of it. So this week just gone, I was supposed to be going out with a friend on a certain night, and I woke up feeling really ill. So I got really upset at the fact that I couldn't go out with that friend, because my friends mean a lot to me, and this person meant a lot to me, and I was really upset that I had to let them down. So yeah, I'm a creature of habit. I like to know exactly what I'm doing and when. Am I high maintenance? This is question 20, nearly there. No, I don't think I am, really. My parents would probably disagree with that, but no, I don't think I am. I do like nice things. That's probably all I can say in regards to that, and I do like nice experiences. So if I get the opportunity to spend a little money going somewhere nice, or I get an opportunity to, or have some spare money to buy something nice, then I won't be afraid to do that. But I won't spend money that I don't have, and I won't take advantage of anyone that's offering me an opportunity to go somewhere or do something. I'll always make sure that I have given to them as much as they're giving to me. As for just general maintenance, no, I don't think I am high maintenance. I'd say probably the biggest thing that people around me would say is high maintenance is the fact that I'm always needing reassurance. So, like I said in previous answers to these questions, I do panic a lot, and I'm very unsure of myself sometimes. So, my best friend and my parents and other people that know me will know that if I start to worry about something or I question something, then it's always better to try and nip it in the bud before it gets too extreme. Otherwise I probably will panic beyond control. So yeah, that's probably the only high maintenance thing that I can think of. When was the last time you really pushed yourself to your physical limit? That's a good question. A really good question. Like I say, I've been going to the gym a lot more as of recent. So in the past 6 months, I probably pushed myself above my physical limit, or further than I expected my physical limits to be. But I've not been stupid. I've looked after myself. So I've just kind of made sure that I pushed myself as far as I thought I could go. Physically, a time when I felt I pushed myself too far was probably when I was in hospital last. Well, it wasn't actually when I was in hospital last, because I've been in hospital since then. It would have been last year when I was in the hospital near where I live for a long period of time, and that was probably when I pushed myself as far as I could physically go, and mentally, because I had to go through a test that lasted a long time. Do you have a whole lot of acquaintances, or just a few very close friends, and why? I have a really nice bunch of close friends, and that's how I like it to be, and I always have. I do have a lot of acquaintances, and that's mostly through work and the work that I've done owning a business where I was working with a lot of young people in my area, so a lot of them know me. For example, last week one of them ran up to me when I was waiting for the bus and wanted to tell me all about the fact they've just got a job. So I have a lot of acquaintances, both within kind of organisations and local people, but mostly I have just a very nice bunch of close friends, and yeah, that's what I like. So, are you more inclined to build your own empire or unleash the potential of others? I'd say both for this, because I think you can do both at the same time. I did own my own business for a small period of time, still do, but it runs without the majority of my input, and it's quite successful. But within that, I did build my name. I built what people know me for when it comes to a professional circumstance. But at the same time, I think I helped the other 3 guys I was working with really draw out their potential in believing that they were able to do the things that they were doing. So yeah, I think you can do both. Obviously I'm not entirely responsible for their successes, but I'd like to think I helped a little bit, and the same for the rest of the performance team that I worked with. So yeah, what do you think about more than anything else? Family, friends, what I can do to make myself jump up another level. That's probably what I think about most. I'm a really loving person. I'd like to think I'm very loyal. And I probably think about the next thing that could go wrong. But yeah, I think that's probably what I'm always thinking about, is what can I do next to make myself a better person. What's something that amazes you? I think for me that would be the world's beauty. There are so many things in the world that I absolutely just don't understand how they got here, or why we're changing the world so quickly. So yeah, I think that's probably what amazes me. And also just us, just humans. That amazes me. Just what we are and how we're built and what we can do and what we can feel. To think that we've just established ourselves as these organisms that can feel anger and love and hate and worry and absolute amazement and happiness and things like that. Yeah, there's lots of things that amaze me. Do you prefer that people shoot straight with you or temper their words, and why? I'd probably say that I prefer if people temper their words, but I also don't like it if I have to try and work out what someone's trying to say to me. So I do prefer it if people shoot straight at me but are nice at the same time. So that's probably because I've had a lot of experiences with people that have just gone straight for me and not really thought about what they said. So yeah, that's probably the best I can give that one. What's your reaction towards people who are outspoken about their views? What conditions cause you to dislike or conversely enjoy talking with them? I really enjoy debate. I kind of always been kind of like a politician in a way. People have always told me I should have gone into being a politician or should go into doing that. So I don't really have much of an I don't really have much of a reaction if people are outspoken. I think it's healthy, and as long as they're not being offensive, then I'm quite happy to listen, as everyone else's opinion can be just as good as your own, and you can learn something from it. So yeah, I don't dislike it, and I enjoy it as long as they're not being offensive. What is my all-time favourite town or city, and why? Well, I travel to London a lot, but it's not my favourite city. It's just a really cool place to go, but I think the only way you'd enjoy it is if you had a lot of money. So I'd probably say that my favourite town/city would be Bath, and Bath is relatively close to my hometown. I think it's about an hour and a half away on the train, and I love it there because it holds some really good memories for me, and it's also got really old style architecture. When you arrive to it on the train, it's kind of just in this little pod of its own, and it's all very green, but it kind of looks like a really old town that's modernising itself without changing too much. So yeah, I really like all the kind of old fronted shops that they've kept, and you can go there for a coffee, and yeah, I just really like it there. It's one of my favourite places. If you could eliminate one weakness or limitation in your life, what would it be? My illness, definitely, completely, straight through. Even though it's changed me and made me a better person, it's going to cause me difficulties in the future, and in some way or another, so it would just be better for it to go, to be honest. but it's not going to go, so let's just live with it. If I had to change my first name, what would you change it to? I wouldn't, because I liked my first name, and my first name is actually Chantal Dana Marie, all hyphened out. So, no, I wouldn't change it, because it's bliss. Why or why not? No, I don't believe ignorance is bliss. I believe that if you think ignorance is bliss, then you are going to hit the floor like a very hard rock and not really know how to deal with it. So yeah, I'm going to say no, ignorance is not bliss. I think it's always good to learn and always good to find out new things, and always you're going to find this world a really hard place. What do you consider unforgivable? I don't think anything is unforgivable. Obviously child abuse and all really extreme things like that are probably unforgivable. Well, they are unforgivable, but so that would kind of answer the question. But if we're talking more kind of daily life things, then I think it's all about working to fix the past. We've all had our own bad points and we've all done things wrong, so I just think don't judge, don't read the first cover and the front cover, let the person or persons explain themselves and explore who they are, and let them explore who you are and see if you can fix it. That's basically my vision on it. To what extent do you trust people? Explain. I probably trust people way too much than I should. If I become good friends with someone, I give them my heart completely and entirely, and usually I end up getting hurt. Because I've been told in the past that I'm just too nice. But I'm not going to stop that, because it's me and that's who I am. So I'm just going to have to carry on living with the fact that I trust people too much. But yeah, I do trust people a hell of a lot, and hopefully all those people out there that I do trust will protect my little old heart and make sure that it doesn't get damaged. In what area of your life are you immature? I don't think I'm immature in many parts of my life. Obviously you can see I have teddy bears, so immature in the fact I have teddy bears. I don't know, I suppose you could say that there's parts of my life that I'm immature in, for the fact that there is days where I just have to return to childhood me and try and regain some of that childhood that I missed through being bullied or being bullied, and a lot of people do that have been through similar things to myself. Eventually I will get around to doing a video and explain what I've been through, but recently has just not been the right time. But I can say from experience of talking to other people and through talking to professionals that it's not uncommon for someone to want to go back to those kind of situations, such as like going to the pier or doing something stupid, or going out with your mum and acting like a little kid. It's not uncommon, it's something quite normal. How difficult is it for you to be honest, even when your words may be hurtful or unpopular? I sometimes struggle with saying nasty things to people. I'm not that kind of person, and I don't like being that kind of person. So yeah, if I was put in that kind of situation where I had to say something hurtful to someone, I would find it difficult. As for just being honest in general, I don't find that too difficult. It's got me into bad places in the past, I will admit that. There was a time in my life where I was really quite a bad liar, and I was bad at it, and it wasn't because I intended to lie, it was because I was anxious and because I got scared of what other people would think of me. So I would make up really silly little lies about stupid things, or if someone asked me if I'd done something, I'd say yes automatically when actually I hadn't, and that's just because I'm scared of what people will say and scared that someone will start to dislike me. But now I've learned that lesson, and I've gained friends, or gained respect from friends that I had back then, mostly the guys that I worked with, and that's an amazing feeling. when you realise that you've actually managed to turn someone's opinion on you entirely, and gain their respect again. So for me, it's just not an option anymore to lie if I don't. Yeah, it's just not an option. Don't do it. When did you immediately click with someone who you just met? What was the long-term result? Conversely, are you close with anyone now that you really disliked at first? That's a lot of questions in one question. As for when did you immediately click with someone you just met, that would be short. So I've recently gained a friend in August of this year. I think we worked out it was August. And Sean is a really good friend of mine. We did quite immediately click. So yeah, he's just a really good guy. And he's just a great guy. And as in, what was the long-term result from that? He's still my friend. That's what the long-term result was. Probably going to be really long. I'll try and cut it down a bit. And I will hopefully see you sometime in the next week. I may cut up the video a bit earlier if one of the girls says that that's okay.